the two of the countries, at least, that hosted the FIFA World Cup finals recently completed. One in Canada, two in the United States of America, and as we spoke about earlier on, Eldan Buki from Beijing FC in China. And Zambia have players in Turkey, the USA, Mexico, and also in China. Captain of the side, Barbara Banda, not adept as maybe she is to defending as much as she is to goal scoring. She really is absolutely prolific. In front of goal is the Orlando Pride-based striker, looking Egyptian coach Mohamed Kamal. Notes a lot's being asked after the Egyptian side, after being out of action at this international level for 10 years. It looks like they're up for this one, though, are the female Pharaohs. Nice touch from Nchilufya. Unfortunately, not able to pick out Margaret Balemu. Nice overlapping from the right back as well. The 29-year-old from Red Arrows. After soaking up a little bit of pressure in the opening minute or two, it's Zambia who are starting to ask a few questions. With a space available for forced into doing a spell of defending, and then the ball coming slightly off the side of the head of Kundamanji. Good pressure coming from Zambia at the moment, and Mahashihata, the veteran goalkeeper, wearing the captain's armband as well. Lots of responsibilities for Mahashihata. Yeah, Kundananji just not able to get her head on the ball, and instructions coming from Nora on the touchline. Fair sprinkling of Zambian support here in Morocco. Long way to travel from Zambia to the northwest corner of the African continent. Fascinating that as hosts, Morocco qualifying for the final both in 2022 and 2024, losing on both occasions. There's an opportunity in that application. Yeah, Zambians and the space of Chilufya. Jack back to the label, the right-sided fullback. Look at the high line, and Zambia will play. Risking out of the course is the counter, and precision defending that from Zambia will prevent Egypt from making any progress. Really impressive start here from Zambia, and they are a muscular lot as well. From Zambia, Sharia Ibrahim with the clearance for Egypt. One of the five unlucky players in the starting lineup for Mohamed Kamal. Flicker from Kundananji. Not able to pick up. Both of those players will be extremely well watched in this encounter. Zambia will be hoping to do a little better than the two draws they've had in successive tournaments. 2022 drawing with Morocco. Before that, 0-0 with Cameroon in their opening matches. Up is the call. No doubt that both of these sides will want to strike early. And although the earlier opportunities fill the way of Egypt and Habiba Hafez, they just haven't been able to make the progress that they've been looking for. It just sings to the organization that Nora Hakle has brought into the Zambian side since the beginning of her tenure. Zambia first played in 2014, where they lost against the hosts Namibia by 2-0, but they have done considerably better than that. Only missing one of the last 6 editions. That's good play in the midfield from the Egyptians, who will want to control matters. But Kundamanji is almost unstoppable. A chance here for Barbara Banda. Great goalkeeping from Shehata will prevent Zambia from causing any problems. She's a handful, is Barbara Banda. In the starting lineup for Egypt today, who play in foreign countries, 2 in the United States of America, another plays at Southern Illinois University. Another chance for Barbara Banda. Skips off from one of the defenders, but can't find Kundananji. And that combination, at the moment, is being contained by Egypt, but it appears to be a growing threat. Strong play by Hassanin. That'll be a free kick to Egypt. Strong defending from Blessing Maluba. Well, he was only 19 years old, the youngest player in the squad of the Shipolo Polo. Natasha Nali organising her defensive ball. Five of the Zambian players in the starting lineup for this opening encounter in Group C are locally based in Zambia, and 5 of them all playing in defensive positions, holding midfield, defenders and goalkeeper. Tony Mwemba in the defense that plays in Turkey. First free kick for Egypt. Not the quality that Mohamed Kamal would have practiced in the training ground. Tough group in Group C, as we said. Nigeria and Malawi, the other teams involved. What a tough match we're going to have at 22 Central African time this evening in Group C, where the multiple champions and defending champions Nigeria take on debutants Malawi. It couldn't get any bigger as far as the David versus Goliath occasion is concerned. Blessing Maluba able to hold off against Christina Salama. Free kick then to the Zambians. Target women will always be Chilufia Banda and Kundananji. But no goals in this one at the moment. Manuba. Away by Rhoda Chaleshe. An opportunity to push forward by Lushama Mwemba. This much is available. pulls the trigger. Bounces off the back of Anuya Fami. Those other opportunities will present themselves more and more as the match progresses, one feels. And Egypt are going to have to be switched on defensively. The pass back by Grace Chanda suddenly pops up on the right. How far out of a goal Natasha Nali is. Absolutely no threat currently from Hafiz and Hassanin. Grace Chanda. Forward. Myrin Lungu. Forward. Kundananji had made herself available just on the inside left channel. The ball went directly up towards the Egyptian penalty area, and Barbara Banda wasn't anywhere near it. But Zambia really putting on a good performance here as far as possession is concerned. Chulufia into the middle. Kundananji. It's a lovely ball. Keeper's got to be brave, and is Shehata. She could be put through a lot of work this afternoon, the 37-year-old. A luckily goalkeeper. Flag was up for offside anyway. I think sometimes the players want the flag to be raised a little bit earlier. But you're not offside by standing in an offside position. You're offside if you're interfering with play and the ball gets to reach you. It's a lovely little tickle through the middle here for Chileshet. Good pullback as well. The defending of Egypt coming under growing scrutiny. But away now by Donna Nada. And this is where Egypt could benefit by counter-attack football. The save required by Nali. Nadine Ghazi, another one of the unlucky players, getting himself in a position. That's good footwork. Nice control between the two centre-backs. He still gets a shot on target for Egypt. Good play from the female Pharaohs. In 2024, previous tournament hosted also in Morocco. Zambia finished second in Group A to Morocco, having drawn with Morocco 2-2 in their opening match for beating Senegal 3-2, and then the Democratic Republic of Congo again. They was to Zambia by goals to nil. As you said, lost against Nigeria by 5 goals to nil in the quarter-final. Again, keeper up against Banda. Egypt just about win that battle. Well, they don't concede, but they have given away a corner. Shehata has picked up a knock in the process. Certainly contact made between Shehata. That is an earlier pass that is made by Kundananji, but there the left boot of a very determined looking Barbara Banda catching the goalkeeper of Egypt. Thumbs up for the supply that came to her from Kundananji. We spoke about the combination. We spoke already in the opening 16 minutes about just how effective it's been. Seems to be in a bit of a pickle here, Ma Shehata. Reserve goalkeeper already been sent out for a warm-up. Farah Hassan is the only goalkeeper that has been named. Plays at Wadi Degla and therefore will be well known to Coach Mohammed Kamal, and he'll be well aware of her abilities as well. Farah Hassan. Just 25 years old, 24 years old, in fact. Going through her warm-up routine, just in case Shehata is not able to continue. But Ma Shehata, I'm sure at the age of 37, knows how to handle the knocks of being a goalkeeper. Just one more time. She got to the ball first, and it almost looks like the top of the knee was caught by the marauding Barbara Banda. She was in a position to challenge for that ball, so and it's all about winning a football match. I don't think there was any ill intent from the Zambian star. On the tournament, it's been already 4 goals for Morocco in their victory against Kenya in Group A. Biggest margin of victory in the tournament so far. Cote d'Ivoire beating Burkina Faso by 4 goals to 1. Ivory Coast top of Group B, in which there was a surprise with the Tanzania beating South Africa by 2 goals to 1 on the opening day. So South Africa with a bit of work to do. And the next opponent isn't going to be easy. Not going to be an easy match for South Africa against the Ivory Coast table toppers, particularly after scoring 4 in their opening match. Cote d'Ivoire. Does look as if Shahat is going to continue. And the reserve goalkeeper returns to the bench. Quite a lengthy delay as running repairs are made to the Egyptian goalkeeper. She'll face this corner. First corner kick of the match then for Zambia. Grace Chanda will take it. Based in Guadalajara in Mexico. Going to the near post. Kundananji! Knocked away from the danger zone by Fahmy. Good defending from Egypt. Lots of organisation, lots of players switching from one side of the post to the other. Protection on both the near and the far posts for Maha Shehata. Chilufya waiting in the middle for Zambia. Consecutive corners then for Shepolo Polo. Eldan Buki standing in front of the goalkeeper. Just in case there's any interference from the Zambian player, and that ball just cuts across the face of the Egyptian goal. And I think there was a touch in there from Barbara Banda. It's going to be a throw into Egypt. So walking around as if there's a little bit of a niggle on that right knee for the veteran goalkeeper. Work for Natasha Nali. Zambia with 60% of the possession so far. Kundananji. Barbara Banda. Kundananji again. It's a handball. Ball popped up rather wickedly for the 26-year-old United States-based midfielder Kamataka. Always a little bit unfortunate. Off her own boot, bomb off the right fist. The 20 minutes played in the first half of this opening match in Group C, and either one of the sides able to add to the 14-goal Group C scored so far. An impressive start to the tournament. Average of 3.5 goals per match. Good play here. Priska Chilufya plays for Angel City in the United States. Maybe a bit on the strong side. Banda doesn't reach Chilufya. And again, good pressure from Zambia. Chilufya, good hanging ball. Kundananji, the goal's open! Banda can't reach it. She might be claiming that she was fouled there, Barbara Banda. Oh, what a great opportunity. The keeper was way off her line and the space was there and available. Look at Barbara Banda, how much space she has. Yeah, she goes down on her own. It's a lovely, lovely ball from Kundananji. Is able to extricate an enormous amount of height in the jump. She makes it the far post. How long is it going to take before Zambia do take the lead? I mean, threatening throughout. There's the referee from Uganda, Shomere Mbada. Big smile on her face, and it's good to see not only the players but the officials as well as the coaches enjoying what they're doing. It's never easy at international level. You're looking at Premier League levels around the various countries and continents. Oh, mistaken defense, and that'll be a penalty surely. Amir Mohammed brings down Barbara Banda. It could have only been one result. Claiming her innocence is the FC Massa 23-year-old defender. It's not going to do her any good. Picks up a yellow card. First of Group C. Does give an opportunity for Barbara Banda to edge ever closer to 30 international goals. Now, burst into the area. There was a tug of the jersey. Now, there clearly. And that's all the opportunity you need to give to a striker. Incident might have started outside the penalty area, but it continued inside, and Banda was already shouting and appealing to the Ugandan referee, who obliged and pointed to the penalty spot. Floodlights already coming on here at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat. Watch for Maha Shehata. Job to be done by the captain of Egypt. Little smile on the face, a wry smile from Shehata. So looks like it's going to be Blessing Maluba who will take the penalty. Just 19 years old from Nchanga, Queens. Zambia looking to go in front here. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Shepard up on the lead by 1-0. There is a sign of the blessing. It wasn't Blessing Maluba, it was Rachel Nachula, the 40-year-old from Green Buffaloes Women's Football Club. If you want some sort of experience about taking penalties, then yeah, just to go and have a chat to Rachel Nachula. We have the opening goal of Group C and goal number 15 of WAFCON 2026. Yeah, it's got to guess one way or the other. Shehata guessed wrong. Perfect angle. She was already moving when the Zambian player reached the ball. Nachula, easy as you like to just slot it on the other side of the goal. And the veteran will celebrate. Spoke about the 5 locally based players from Zambia. Nachula, one of them. Green Buffaloes is the military side, the army side. You have Margaret Balemu, the right-sided fullback, who plays for Red Arrows, which is the Air Force side in Zambia. So the force is well represented, and the force is on the scoreboard as well. Penalty well deserved by Zambia and well converted by the lady in your picture, Rachel Nachula. This is a building block that Zambia require to get themselves further on in this encounter as far as goals are concerned, because goal difference could come into play later on in the group. Not an easy group. Nigeria and Malawi, don't forget, and Zambia certainly would fancy to progress alongside of Nigeria. I want to remind you as well that WAFCON 2026 forms the qualification stage for the FIFA World Cup finals for ladies in 2027 in Brazil. And the 4 winning quarterfinalists will automatically qualify, and then there's 2 other teams that will also be identified from the playoff situation. It'll go through into intercontinental playoffs, the way that Ghana made their way through to the African Cup of Finals. This is not a good sign for Turia Ibrahim. She's stretched off the field here at the Olympic Stadium. Maybe, just maybe, Egypt will have to make a substitution way before halftime. Zambia leading Egypt by 1-0. It's taken Zambia 25 minutes to get themselves onto the score sheet. It came from a spot kick, but a well-deserved one.
Thank you. I will send you a message.
Nice control by Grace Chanda. Now Rhoda Chileshe. Eight fouls on the day so far. Zambia with the majority of them. They're not going to worry about that too much. Has another opportunity. Just goes a little bit behind. Metellus person, Barbara Banda. And they're lining up to have shots here. Rachel Kunanjandi never far away from the action. And the goal of Mahashihata under scrutiny at the moment. Doesn't help that the Egyptian defense is down to 10 at the moment. That right knee still bothering Mahashihata after the contact made by Barbara Banda. And maybe this is a little bit of a ploy from the captain of Egypt to try and get another player on, or even maybe to have Turia Ibrahim, who was in the starting lineup today, the number 5 jersey, went off on a stretcher to get her recovered and back on the field of play for the female Pharaohs. Medical staff on for Egypt. Such a strong footballing pedigree on the northeast corner of the African continent. Beautiful play through the middle and a good save as well from Shehata. Rachel Nachula on that left flank, just bursting away through towards the penalty area, and the shot from Grace Chanda was parried away. Unfortunately, Rachel Kundananji wasn't able to do much about the rebound. Yeah, one wonders how much time it's going to be before we see a goalkeeping change for Egypt. This is the second time we've had quite a long break for Mahashihata to receive attention. Concern amongst the spectators here in the colours of Egypt. Just look at all those stars on that jersey. Success for the Egyptian men's national side. Nowhere near that sort of success for the Egyptian ladies, who've failed to qualify on so many occasions for the Women's African Cup of Nations. As we said, this is only the 3rd appearance, and we do have a substitution. So the injury deemed to be too much. Kahir will come on in the place of Turia Ibrahim. Does take away one of the substitution options for coach Mohammed Kamal, and some tactical use potentially of substitutions. However, the players injured, they're injured, and a substitution made in the first half by the Egyptian side. I'll certainly be urged to get onto the front foot a little bit more now. Well, the female Pharaohs, now that they've gone behind. Leia Kairi plays in Canada with CS Mro, just 22 years old, but getting an opportunity on the international front. Yeah, not a good way to end your opening match of the African Cup of Nations finals. One fields for Turia Abraham, the 28-year-old, but let's see what Leia Kairi can do in her place. Good physicality again from Dana Nada. Been impressed with the way Dana Nada has approached this encounter. Grace Chanda loses possession. Nicely controlled, though, by Rhoda Chileshe. Chileshe's in nicely at the back, and this is a Muyemba. Muyemba looking for another opportunity, but a little over-enthusiastic there from the 25-year-old who plays in Turkey. Just coming off the shoulder of Nadine Ghazi. A little bit too forcefully for the referee's liking. Ball bouncing awkwardly for the goalkeeper. That's nice pressure from Egypt. Was there enough contact to elicit this sort of reaction from the Northern African side? She had to react very quickly indeed, did the goalkeeper, and it's not easy falling from that height either. Natasha Nali doing well for Zambia. It's a hard fall for Habiba Faiz. Yeah, most of the injuries have been suffered by the Egyptian players. Natasha Nali, one of the 5 locally based lasses in the starting lineup for Nora Hatkle. Plays on the copper belt with Zesco and Dola girls. Why is this lovely contest? I do love it, between the teams in the copper belt or on the copper belt and those in the capital city. Capital versus copper belt. And Zesco, and you have the 2 Arrows defenders in Belemo and Nachula. On the military sides, they're both in the capital. And Chunga Queens with Blessing Maluba, the centre-back. Well, they're out on the copper belt as well. So fascinating, the exchange there. Habiba Faiz has gone off to receive a little bit of medical attention for a rather heavy fall on her right hip. But I'm sure she'll be back. She's 19 years old. Teenagers are more than resilient. 10 minutes to go before halftime. Zambia lead by a goal to nil. Deserved penalty after Barbara Banda was brought down. Nachula, all of 40 years old, steps up to convert from the penalty spot. Worked away by Dana Nada. She's working tirelessly in the midfield, but Chileshe always available for Mrs. Grace Chanda. Barbara Banda, space through the middle. Lovely run here. The shot into the side netting from Grace Chanda. Beautiful football from Zambia. The pace of the 29-year-old was the prolific. But the Mexican-based attacking midfielder couldn't lay the shot on target. Everything about that was perfect except the finish. Banda trying something a little different. Away by Amira Mohammed. Banda again. Gets so much attention, does Barbara Banda. Now a chance for Balemu. Headed away by Leia Kairi. Her first real meaningful contribution. And Dana Nada all the way back from the midfield, close to the goal line. It's not a bad ball, you know. Kairi. Kairi's been impeded by Chileshe. Free kick to Egypt. Hard player is Chileshe. Zambia do have some support at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat. Multi-purpose stadium it is. One would understand that with the name of an Olympic stadium. Talking about Olympics, the Commonwealth Games on at the moment. And that's obviously a lot of Olympic disciplines. Free kick taken not to the liking of the referee by Eldan Buki. There'll be a retake here from the female Pharaohs, looking to get on level terms before half-time, but there's still time. 7 minutes in stoppage time. We have had some stoppages. Maya Shahata on 2 occasions receiving medical attention. Eldan Buki. Well defended by the Shuma Muyemba. Zambian supporters getting rather enthusiastic. Ball doesn't reach Salamo. In fact, it does at the second time of asking. Nada turned around on the edge of the penalty area, trying to side their way through there. Not successfully by Eldan Buki. Does give an opportunity for Kundenanji to form a breakaway. Didn't quite find the pass to pick out Chilufia. Solid defending from Eldan Buki. Just a moment ago, she was taking a free kick, and now she's back defending. That's fabulous work by Balemo. Back post. Oh, the communication not quite there between Banda and Nachula. And I fancy Nachula shouted a little bit louder. She might have had Banda ducking out of the way for the header. Not a selfish player is Barbara Banda. It's team goals that count and team goals that she's quite happy to contribute towards. Nadine Ghazi's had a tough time in midfield. Blessing Maluba a little enthusiastic with the defending on Nadine Ghazi. Free kick then. This is Christina Salama, the 20-year-old who plays at West Virginia University in Canada. Hit away by Mwemba. Pick up by Kundanai. And with 4 feet, she's a threat and a danger. Grace Chanda. Barbara Banda. Kundanai. Opportunity! And finally, there's a defender away for Egypt. That's a really solid defending, but maybe, just maybe, Kundananji might have found a way through a little earlier. One has to give a lot of credit, though, to Egypt's organization. Referee just having a little chat there to Grace Chanda. Maybe something a little untoward going on in the midfield. Don and Nada not looking too happy. Neither, for that matter, is Leila Idris. Yeah, a little bit of a push, I thought, from the Zambian number 10. We thank one and all for joining us at the Women's African Cup of Nations. We are in Rabat at the Olympic Stadium. Opening match of Group C. Zambia leading by 1-0, heading up towards the half-time break. Nice little push and intervention from Salama. Not the sort of shot that's going to test Natasha Nali. All the way back to Natasha Nali, and now out wide to Mwemba. Nachula's penalty separating the two sides at the moment. Kundunani picks up and back to Nachula. Mwemba not able to keep it in play, and Egypt putting a little bit of pressure on that right-hand side. Look at the bright sunshine on the halfway line. The group of Zambian supporters enjoying the bright sunshine of the Northern Hemisphere. It's been a particularly warm summer in the most of Europe, north of Africa as well. Lots of wildfires in Greece and Spain, more particularly in France just recently. We do hope that all is to be contained in those areas and feels for the people whose homes are threatened, etc., etc., and the animals as well. Here's Chilufya Banda. There's space for the pass out wide if she can find it. She doesn't pick out Margaret Belabel. The right-sided fullback from Red Arrows has made so much ground on this right-hand side so far this evening. Banda backing into her opponent. Another bite of the cherry. Big deflection. That's great work by Amir Mohammed. Don't forget, it was the Egyptian number 8 who gave away the penalty when she tugged at the jersey of Barbara Banda. But an opportunity before half-time for Zambia to go further in front. Lots of concern from Mahiri Eldanbuki. Eldanbuki positioning herself between Priska Chilufya and the goal of Egypt. Chanda knocks it in, away by Eldanbuki. Nachula tries a shot that is blocked just outside the penalty area by Leah Kairi. Well, it's good control of the football by Nachula. Clearance comes from Mohammed. Kundananji, still Kundananji. Beautiful control over the football by the 26-year-old. And then a delivery into midfield. And she returns it absolutely beautiful. Kundananji once again hammered away by Nura Fahmy. All the pressure coming from Zambia at the moment. There were quite a few minutes that elapsed with the double injury to Maha Shehata. So it looks as if 8 minutes have been added on to the end of the first half in Rabat. For all intents and purposes, Zambia could have, should have been in front by more than just a single goal. But I think that coach Nora Hafle will be happy, not quite satisfied with the first half from Zambia. They're getting good possession, they're defending adequately enough, and box entries have been purposeful. Another one upcoming here. Shows a good turn of speed. Just Barbara Banda. Good save as well from Shehata at the cost of a corner. Waiting for something more to celebrate. The Shepolopola supporters. Beautiful aerial view of the Olympic Stadium. Don't forget Morocco, along with Portugal and Spain, to co-host the next Men's FIFA World Cup in 2030. What a spectacle that's going to be for the African continent and for those European countries as well. Not a great distance between Morocco and Spain. Barbara Banda hits goalwards. Is there an opportunity? Clear off the line. I think it was Eldanbuki who got the final touch, but there might have been a stray boot in there from a Zambian player. Shehata's down, Eldanbuki's down as well. She's back on her feet though. Is the 28-year-old China-based midfielder. He's had a good spell of defending late on in the first half, has Eldanbuki. Have a look at this. Oh, such a close opportunity for Chilufya. There was a chance for Muyemba, there was a chance for Barbara Banda. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce kindly for you. There was the save from Shehata. Another little toe poke from Chilufya before it was stabbed clear by Amir Mohammed. It's been a very, very torrid first half for the Egyptians. Eight minutes were added on to the end of the first half because of particularly two early injuries for Shehata. And it wouldn't be at all inconceivable to think that referee from Uganda, Nabada, would add a couple of minutes to the 8 that she's already added on for those stoppages. I'm sure she'll be on the physio table in the dressing room at half-time. Well, it looks like we're okay to continue. Don't forget the late match at the Medina Stadium in Group C. The defending champions, Nigeria. First opponent will be Malawi. Central African side on debut. That's going to be a fascinating. Eldan Buki with a touch into midfield. Stolen away by Kundananji. Not a great first pass either. Not a great piece of defending either from Mohammed. No damage done. Zambia continue to press, continue to ask the questions, continue to try and prize open this rather stingy Egyptian defense. Ball inside by Grace Chanda. Away by Irene Lungu, based in China with Sichuan. Muyamba. Was not quite scrambled clear by Dana Nada. Chilufya, Kundananji, teed up for Irene Lungu. Disappointing finish to a really promising move from Shepolopolo. Haven't seen a great deal of the 24-year-old Yassim Hassinin. Just on one occasion in the early stages of the first half in support for Habiba Hafez. Half-time drawing near in Rabat. Paul just played into the wrong area and rather fortunate to get that back, Egypt, from Nadine Ghazi. And Mwemba, Banda, Chilufya, Banda! Stays on side. Well, then tries to hook it towards the back post where Chilufya was. But Kundananji had taken a much more central role. Still the ball hasn't gone out of play. Must tickle through for Grace Chanda. And Kundananji goes over the top. Not for the lack of trying, Zambia. Only lead by 1-0. And I say only. 1 goal is all you need without reply to collect 3 points in the group stages. And Zambia will be looking to go top of Group C, knowing just how tough it's going to be once they face Nigeria later on in the competition. And that is going to be the next match for the Zambians. That referee Nabada is blowing for half-time in Rabat, a little bit short of the 8 minutes she initially added on, but yeah, she sees it fit to close out the game during the course of the first half. Just 1 goal in it then, a penalty from Natula after Barbara Banda was brought down by Amira Mohammed. Lots to look forward to in the second half. Are Egypt going to come out of their shell and provide more attack for Zambia to defend, or are we going to see as rampant as Zambia in the second half as Kundananji and Mwemba exchange ideas before they have a chat to coach Nora Haukle? It's been a very positive first half for the Zambians, Shepolopolo. And it is the Zambian side who will lead over Egypt at half-time comfortably with that penalty from Natula. Zambia 1, Egypt 0.
Watch the Commonwealth Game live on SuperSport.
You think you know Formula One? Think again.
Everything is changing.
New cars, new power, new teams.
A new destination.
A new generation.
We live and breathe every lap. Anything can happen. And usually does.
No favorites, no guarantees, no limits. You think you know Formula One?
Broadcast proudly brought to you by Batika, home of champions, and Heineken. Fans have more friends.
She destroyed a childhood and thought she got away with it.
Today is really my day, Max. Can you imagine me, the wife of a famous soccer player, Max? We're going to score big here, my love.
But revenge always finds its way back home.
Don't you recognize me, Mama Lucinda?
One woman returns for justice. Another will do anything to protect her lies.
Carmen Lucia Moreira de Souza, your party is about to end.
I really love you, you know.
Passion.
You'd really raise your legitimate child as if you were adopted in the house where you live with your lover, who is actually the real father of the child? Are you serious?
Avenida Brasil. Every Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. only on Novelas Plus.
You saw the moment. This is everything that made it possible. These are the stories the scoreboard doesn't show. Features on SuperSport, a selection of sport's greatest stories told through a new lens.
New season, new journeys. What's that? And bigger adventures than ever. Stronger battles, tougher rivals. Use G-Max Fireball! And the most epic moments yet. The World Coronation Series is on.
You can do it, Ash!
And this is where the real challenge begins.
You're ready? Then let's do this!
Don't miss brand new Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, Monday to Friday at 8:05 on Cartoon Network.
Before we launch into the action,
don't forget to watch the ATP Tour.
More Masters history.
It's the heart, the mentality, no limits, absolute madness.
In the story of the tennis season.
Catch the WTA live on SuperSport.
So get ready. You're about to witness greatness. Not just greatness, but the greatest. 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 Greatest.
Welcome to the Big Apple.
Truly phenomenal.
That was simply extraordinary.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
The never-ending pursuit to greatness, only on SuperSport.
The never-ending tour, only on your World of Champions.
SuperSport amplifies the action this August. The Big Apple braces for 2 weeks of Grand Slam greatness.
Ridiculous.
Only on your World of Champions.
So good evening and welcome to Casablanca, Morocco. More precisely at the Moulay Rashid Stadium for this Group B encounter, the 2026 CAF Women's Cup, Africa Cup of Nations. On the ball, but easily won. That was close to target. A huge error by the defender. Thank God the goalkeeper was there. Counter attack. And it's their one. That's the first goal for Tanzania by Msewa Lucas Guyana. 37th minute. Against the run of play, Tanzania take the lead. As the cross here, serious danger, and another opportunity, good save by Idrissa Abbas. Many opportunities for the South Africans this half, couldn't be transformed into goals. And there comes the header, the equalizer. Equalizer for South Africa by Mbane Nulufi Bambanani Nulufi Mbane. Equalizes for South Africa. Nice opportunity here, probably for number 17, the header then of the net, and that was probably the first clear opportunity for Tanzania in this beginning of the second half. Hasnat, and really well saved by the goalkeeper. I was so close. Very good opportunity from Hasna. Well saved by Andeli Dlamini. Has been doing really well. Long ball from the Tanzanians, and it's out. Was a nice opportunity for Tanzania by number 7, Opta Chikumbuki, with the header. South African supporters trying to still encourage their players, and was a nice opportunity, but not really well transformed. And another substitution here. Nice opportunity here for the Tanzanians, and it's the second goal. Really well transformed by number 3, Linus Ubamba Hasnat, who scores the second goal for Tanzania, making it a huge surprise in this opening match of the Group B. In the replay here, Hasnat, nice movement and a good strike which couldn't be saved by the goalkeeper. And it's the second goal for Tanzania. That was close to the equalizer. Well defended, but again, trying to look for the cross. And the final whistle goes, and Tanzania secure 3 valuable points after a disciplined and professional performance. First 3 points for Tanzania. Big surprise of this tournament, of this opening game of Group B in the group stage.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant. But the fuse is about to go boom!
Made for this. The wait is over. MotoGP is back. Absolutely brilliant. How can you not love MotoGP? time for racing starts right here, right now.
Will be an interesting 2036 season.
New season, new journeys. What's that? And bigger adventures than ever. Stronger battles, tougher rivals.
Use T-Mac Fireball!
And the most epic moments yet. The World Coronation Series is on. And this is where the real challenge begins.
You're ready? Then let's do this!
Don't miss brand new Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, Monday to Friday at 8:05 on Cartoon Network.
These are the stories the scoreboard doesn't show. The moments between the moments. The pressure and the play. The drama that turns results into journeys and series into sagas.
But then everything changed.
Oh, nothing can beat that.
You saw the moment. This is everything that made it possible.
Everybody should believe that's what makes us grow and push again.
Features on Supersport. A selection of sport's greatest stories told through a new lens.
Before we launch into the action,
Don't forget to watch the ATP Tour.
More Masters history.
it's the heart, the mentality, no limits, absolute madness.
In the story of the tennis season.
Catch the WT live on Supersport.
So get ready. You're about to witness greatness. Not just greatness, but the greatest. 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 Greatest.
Welcome to the Big Apple.
Truly phenomenal.
That was simply extraordinary.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
The never-ending pursuit to greatness, only on Supersport.
The never-ending tour. Only on your World of Champions.
Supersport amplifies the action this August as the MTN 8 returns to raise the local stakes.
It is a superb goal. Wonderful football.
Europe's finest battle for early season silverware.
Dangerous ball, it's in! What a turnaround!
Cardiff hosts another classic showdown.
And then, extraordinary!
The grueling race for Reds sweeps across Spain.
And Vengegaard starts his assault.
Rugby's giants kick off their hotly anticipated contest.
Irresistible stop from the Springboks.
And the Big Apple braces for 2 weeks of Grand Slam greatness.
So good, it's ridiculous.
All this and so much more, only on your World of Champions.
Welcome you back to the Olympic Stadium. We are in Rabat for Group C of the 14th Women's African Cup of Nations Finals. Zambia up against Egypt in Group C, waiting both in turn for matches against Nigeria and Malawi, as those 4 teams will battle for the 2 places available to get into the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations Finals. Referee out from the tunnel already. The players will follow suit. Zambia leading by the penalty of the 40-year-old Natula after Barbara Bunda had been brought down by the 23-year-old centre-back Amira Mohammed, who's really had a fabulous game so far. Picked up a yellow card, the only card of the first half, did Mohammed. Just a little snippet on Rachel Natula, although 40 years old, but she only started really playing football with the Green Buffalo side before 2020. Before that, she was a specialist sprinter, specialized in the 400 meters, won bronze at the 2008 African Championships with a time of 51:39. Went to the Commonwealth Games, the World Junior Champs, World Indoor Champs, Summer Olympics without qualifying for the final round. Won silver in the 2009 Africa Junior Champs. And has also run a 23:42 in the 200 meters. Goalkeeper Maja Hata picked up a number of injuries during the course of the first half. It's good to see that she's got the gloves on, ready to take up the cudgels in the second half. He's a veteran of 37 years old, is Maja Hata. Most notably took a clip against her right knee from the ever-advancing Barbara Banda. But seems to have recovered that rather nicely. Potential substitutions forming up then for the Egyptian side. Wait with interest to see when Mohammed is going to make the changes and when he's going to make them and who's going to be coming on. But the first team going through their warm-up while Zambia already on the field of play, waiting for the second half to commence. 2 matches tonight in Group C. This is the first of them at the Olympic Stadium. And all the while out to the Al Medina Stadium across the town of Rabat. City of Rabat, Nigeria and Malawi, no doubt, making their way into the stadium. Two changes then being made by Egypt at half-time. Sarah Hassanin as well as Noah Sabea coming on. Waiting for confirmation of the players that have left the field of play. So instructions coming from the dressing room, no doubt, from those players that have been sent on. Goalkeeper Natasha Nali came under pressure in the Zambian goal. Not too often, though. And Egypt will be hoping that they can put her under a bit more scrutiny during the second half, which gets underway then with Egypt playing in the copper and black colours and an attack the goal to the left-hand side of your screen. Egypt in the all-white will play from left to right during the course of the second 45 minutes. No extra time and penalties in the group stages of major competitions, so none in this one either. First touch for Grace Chanda. Sarah Hassanin looking to add a little bit of pressure from this right-hand side for the Egyptians. Ball bounces a little unkindly for Habiba Hafez, and Zambia with enough numbers behind the ball, including Kunda Nanji, who's proving to be a fine player in her own right. So Mahira El Danbouki is one of the players that has made way for Egypt. Amira Mohammed has stayed on the field of play. Much more enterprising from Egypt, although I must be honest, they showed this sort of enterprise in the opening 2 minutes of the first half, and then it all started to change very much in favour of the Zambians, who only scored the 1 goal. Lovely turn again by Barbara Banda, and another pull of the jersey. This time nowhere near the penalty area, but yeah, it's a very dangerous ploy from Amira Mohammed. Rahman Kasim has taken a knock to the head. Oh, just look how well Kundananji rides the challenge from Habiba Hafez. So free kick opportunity. The two quality players around the ball, Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundananji. Also charging from the touchline. From a Zambian point of view, Barbara Banda surely has to go directly for goal here. Well, the scootles along the ground. It was probably going wide anyway, but nowhere near the sort of quality we see and are accustomed to from Barbara Banda. So Noah Sabea and Sarah Hassanin on the field of play for Egypt in the number 10 jersey and 11 for Noah Sabea. Well, Sabea plays at Al-Ali. Hassanin is a right winger who plays at Hull City in England. There is Noah Sabea, influential in the midfield, even though we've only had 4.5 minutes in the second half. Yes, the goal scorer, former sprinter, has certainly made a lot of ground into the opposition penalty area from deep on the left-hand side. Coach Nora stands hands in pockets. Kundananji under scrutiny. Big smile on the face of the 26-year-old. Oh, geez, pushing and shoving and hustling. Jassim Hassanin back towards that corner flag. And yeah, quite rightly, I think, Hassanin suggesting to the referee there was a little bit of physicality involved. And Kundananji pleads the opposite. It was a free kick to Egypt anyway. Just the little byplays that happen out in the football field. Noah Sabea taking up a place in the midfield to try and control matters. And little ball over there towards Christina Salama. This is Leah Kairi. Not able to hold the ball for too long are the Egyptians. One must give a lot of credit to their defensive capabilities and the fact that they haven't conceded an outfield goal yet, the only goal of the match coming from the penalty spot. So from that point of view, the organization of the Egyptians, albeit maybe a little fortunate at times, has stood them in good stead. Uyemba unchallenged. Does have Nachula for company, and maybe that was the wrong ball, but she'll fight back to win the midfield battle and gets away from Sarah Hassanin. Balemu, what a wonderful turn of speed. Needs a decent cross in here now. Finds it as well. Defender and ball at the same time. It's great defending from Amira Mohammed, who, despite giving away the penalty and earning the first and only yellow card of the match, is playing absolutely brilliantly. Another opportunity and a great chance and a save from Shehata. Zambia starting to pile on the pressure that we saw so prolifically during the course of the first half. That's a wonderful play and a top save from the veteran goalkeeper. Didn't get anywhere near it with her hands, but yeah, you can use your whole body as a goalkeeper. Nachula just being bottled up at the moment. It was nearly an opportunity for Hassanin to stretch her legs, and goalkeeper Nali is way out of a penalty area, but no damage done for Shepolo Polo. Lushoma Muyamba. Kariguku she plays for in the Turkish Women's League. Good defending from Egypt, but they need more than that from Leah Kairi. Again, the ball is a little bit too long. And the reply will no doubt be very forceful from Zambia. Maybe not quite as forceful as we've seen during the first half from Banda and Kundamanji. Still, only one goal separating the two sides. Impressive performance since Egypt's last played in the African Cup of Nations for women in 2016 in Group A, along with Cameroon, Zimbabwe and South Africa. And while they lost to Cameroon and South Africa, they did pick up a win against Zimbabwe. Only one win in 6, though maybe not good enough for the record of the massive country that is Zambia. I beg your pardon, Egypt. That didn't only look like a foul, looked like a handball from Irene Lungu. So free kick for Egypt. Noah Sabea. Two players I fancy getting in each other's way a little bit. Sarah Hassani and Leah Kairi. Does allow the counter-attack then from Maluba. Palemo. Good hands from Shehata. Two obvious target ladies, Kundananji and Banda, waiting in the penalty area. Far too close to the goalkeeper. Now Kundananji again. Cross-come shot, but you've got to pull it a little bit further back for Barbara Banda. The signs are there, and the technical ability of the Zambians very clear indeed. But when you're playing against a side like the 10-time defending champions, 10-time winners and defending champions, Nigeria, which will be the next match for Zambia, I reckon they're going to have to push it up a notch. And when goal-scoring opportunities are presented, they're going to have to be taken. Looks like Shahata is still being bothered by that painful right knee. Referee Nabada off to consult. So, yeah, let's not have any more gamesmanship, I don't think. If you want to be substituted, then just give the signal to your coach, and I'm sure he'll do the rest. But Egypt have made 3 changes already. We haven't seen any changes for Zambia as yet. Already 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the second half. Everybody seems to be waiting for each other. Is the player waiting for the referee, or is the referee waiting for the player? They're all looking towards that far side. Or they're checking for a possible penalty on a VAR. Oh, this is going to be an anxious moment. Nadine Ghazi over to chat to the referee. The referee says, I think you need to keep your distance. In communication with the Kenyan official who's in charge of the video assistant referee. It could be a dramatic moment in this match, and it's always fascinating and interesting and rather traumatizing, I would imagine, for some, when the referees go through the and her hands way up overhead. That certainly looks like it's taken a big deflection from that cross of Margaret Balemu. And I very much think that when referee Mpada returns to the field of play. And Zambia might very well have another spot kick. Did it come off the hand or was it the head? It's up to the referee to decide. Decision has been made. What is the final answer going to be here? There'll be some anxiety in the Egyptian camp, no doubt. Penalty. Second penalty for Zambia in the match. Second penalty that has been conceded by Amira Mohammed. She put her hands up more in defense, but the hand was outstretched. The cross from Chilufya finds that outstretched left hand from Amir Mohammed, and the 23-year-old has conceded a second of penalty. Shake of the head from the Egyptian centre-back. Other than the penalties she's given away, and I mean, those are the only difference between the two sides, the penalties at the moment. She's had a brilliant game defensively. Marsha Arthur was sent the wrong way earlier on by Rachel Nachula. This time it's going to be Barbara Banda to do duty. Can the American-based striker double the lead for Zambia? One penalty in the first half, one in the second. Sent Shahata the wrong way again. Shahata goes to the right, Banda to the left. Shipolopolo supporters will celebrate. Banda will celebrate as well. Shipolopolo has scored two. There were 2 goals for Algeria over Senegal in Group A. 2 goals for Tanzania against South Africa in Group B. South Africa to pull a goal back there. But 2 goals now for Zambia to open their account in the second half and to their opening match of Group C. He's taken penalty, no hesitations, no mucking about. Straight in, and an easy conversion for Banda. Penalties and own goals come from pressure and mistakes from the opposition. So a penalty on the hour mark for Zambia, leading by 2-0. Egypt need to show a little bit of character here. Kundananji, good tackle from Hassanin. Rather a lucky touch there for the Egyptians and flicked away by Noah Sabea. Not able to release Habiba Fez. Also chatter coming from the bench of the Egyptian coach, Mohamed Kamal, at the moment. Don't forget, Egypt not participating since 2016, where they finished 3rd in Group A. Didn't make the knockout stages. Rather physical there between Irene Lungu and Dana Nada. Nada wins the free kick. That's not gone the way of the Egyptians so far in this encounter. And you know, if you just had to look at the statistics, maybe the final score, and see both goals came from penalties, and you start to wonder, and you say, you know, was there any fairness in that? And certainly, I don't think there can be any fault of the referee. I think everything's been very fairly organised and orchestrated. Chilufya with another chance! Banda with another goal! 3-0, Zambia. Two goals in 3 minutes from Barbara Banda. He's about to make a substitution. And it's all going the way of Shepolopolo at the moment. Shahata concedes 3, 1 in the first half, 2 in the third quarter. Beautiful run on the channel. Chilufya gets behind the defense. Lovely angle from Barbara Banda, and Shehata left absolutely flat-footed. Nothing she could do about the ball going past her left shoulder. And 3 goals now for Zambia. Good start to the tournament for Nora Haukle. Sure, there would have been some criticism. Certainly, there would have been some questions asked about the appointment of the Swiss 42-year-old former defender. Second year now with Jepolo Polo. Chilufya, who provided that cross, is going to have her place taken by NLS Perry. 23-year-old who plays at Zeska United on the Copper Belt. Moves right straight away over onto that right flank. Referee Shamira and Bada. Made good use of the video assist referee for that second penalty, but finally a goal in open play from Zambia, who scored 3 times in the space of 63 minutes. That's a goal every 21 minutes. And giving themselves a good opportunity with the goal difference. Won't be so fancy for Egypt. You'll have to come up with a business against the Malawi on Saturday, the 1st of August, if they're going to have any chances of making the knockout stages. Nice clearance from Nurafami. A brace from Banda. Nachula's penalty. 3-0 for Zambia. I don't think one could have hoped for a better start into the tournament. Don't forget, 2 teams have scored 4 goals, Morocco and Cote d'Ivoire. And that looks like Lushomo Muyemba, who's just been caught with the shoulder by the substitute, Sarah Hassanin. 20 minutes into the second half. Zambia lead 3-0. 2 of those goals coming around about the hour mark and just after. And I'm sure all in sundry in the copper-rich Zambia will be very, very happy indeed with that situation. 2 teams to go through from every group. There's 4 groups and 2 teams to go through from each group into the knockout stages. Morocco and Algeria already showing their prowess. Muyemba's back on her feet and has a little bit of a headache. Barbara Banda has something to say about matters. No problems with the offside, as VAR shows. Chilufya with a wonderful ball. The keeper doesn't come out and claim. In fact, she seemed to be backing away. Mara Shehata allows Barbara Banda the space and the near post, converts with ease. Does the 26-year-old. Playback underway then in Rabat. And there was a push from Kundananji. And Muyemba waiting for the signal to return to the field of play. Nachula claiming possession. It's gone to the opposition. Kundananji. Back it comes from Hassanin. Noah Saber. Stroking the ball around with a bit more confidence at the moment. Hassanin. Bit of hesitation. Little look up from Noah Saber. Good header away by Rhoda Chaleshe. Pretty with a fresh pair of legs over on the right-hand side. Ghazi looks up and finds Hassanin. A little bit of space in front of the 24-year-old. Nice ball as well. Finds her namesake, Sarah Hassanin. Nada trying to thread the eye of the needle. Not so successful. Picks out Barbara Bunda, who's on a hat-trick. Bunda with a little cut inside. Scooped away by Mohammed. Oh, lovely ghosting off the ball. Still an opportunity. Saved by Shehata. Grace Chanda must have thought she would join Bunda and Nachula on the score sheet. Not so, though. But the Polo side piling on pressure from all angles at the moment. Ennis Piri with the final shot that went over the crossbar. I must say that Egypt are looking more and more like a ball-playing side, and they're stroking the ball around with better ease than they had, even though they've conceded 2 in the second half. Preparation maybe in the game plan from coach Mohammed Kamal, with one eye on Malawi on Saturday. Not all doom and gloom for Egypt. Yeah, 3-0, one would think. Goodness me, let's wave the white flag and get out of here. Of course they can't. Dana Nada. Just too close to the opposition, and chance for Barbara Bunda. Little dash over there by Ennis Piri. Support on the inside by Muyemba. It's all Zambia as it was during the latter stages of the first half, but this time, just the early stages of the second half, that Zambia started to accumulate goals. We're now 20 minutes and stoppage time away from full time. Clearance from Amira Mohammed. Back from Rhoda Chileshe. Every reason to smile for the supporters of Zambia. I wonder if they're able to get a taste of the local cuisine up in Morocco. So much spoken about the spice mixes and rubs and tagines and all sorts of wonderful cooking methods and beautiful dishes that abound around not only Rabat, but the other cities around Morocco. And I do hope there's an opportunity for the players and the fans that have traveled this distance from Zambia to get a taste of a foreign country. And Muyemba, Chileshe. Nachula with a look up. Nali with a bit of work to do. It's something she's been not able to accomplish for the last little while, because it's all been very positive from a Zambian point of view. Now they control the ball at the back, Zambia. No need to give anything away. Rhoda Chileshe. Nachula. Chanda. Piri almost looked as if she was going to try and pull the trigger. Muyemba. Keeper gets it away from Piri. Scooped clear by Mohammed as well, and better control by Christina Salama. But Egypt are under pressure, and Zambia are persistent. Very close indeed for Barbara Bunda to try and get on the end of it and complete her hat-trick. Tough day at the office for Margaret Balemu on that right-hand side. By my reckoning, 5 corners for Zambia without reply from Egypt. No goals, no corners, very little as far as control over the possession as well. Grace Chanda looking to add to the woes of the Egyptian side. Defenders and goalkeeper seem to miss completely. But there wasn't a touch either from the Egyptians or from Zambia. That'll be a throw-in to the female Pharaohs. Been a very tough afternoon for Amira Mohammed. Yeah, she might have been clattered into by her own goalkeeper, the 23-year-old centre-back. Injury worries over for Egypt. Yassim Hassanin. And that's a good high press from Zambia. They get the throw in as well. Nicely taken by Nachula, and not enough power from Perry. All going to what the doctor ordered, so they say, for Zambia at the moment. And ball given away by Noah Sapea. She nearly gets it back as well. This is Kundananji, who just seems to have gone off the boil a fraction. Well, one could hardly blame Zambia, leading by 3-0. Chanda looking for the return ball. Noah Sapea dominating the midfield for Egypt and looking again to release Leia Kairi. Came on as a substitute. This is Ghazi. Again, it's Noah Sapea. Kerry unsighted. Behind her, Nurafami. Now up towards Sada Hassanin. Over towards the namesake, Yassim. This is good play by Egypt. Noah Sapea. I can hardly blame her for having a shot, as the strikers are saying, please, you know, it would be better to feed the ball through to us and let us complete our job. However, it hasn't worked in 75 minutes. Do you really blame a player for having a long-range shot? Yeah, it might be a sign of frustration. Might be a sign of hit and hope. But, yeah, if it went in the net, it would be a different discussion now, wouldn't it? Nice ball here to Nachula. Slides away from the challenge of Habiba Hafez. Changes to come from the Egyptian side, and off is going to go Christina Salama. On in her place is Kasem. So they continue with their substitutions to Egypt and coach Mohammed Kamal. Imam Hassan Abdel Rahim and Kasem. An attacking player, 25-year-old from El Ali. Nice defending from Leia Kairi. "13 minutes and stoppage time remaining. Zambia comfortably ahead by 3-0. Two of those coming from Barbara Banda, one from the penalty spot, one from a beautiful glancing header. Coach under pressure, Mohammed Kamal. Only one victory in all of 6, we'll make that nearly 7 matches in WAFCON history. And a nice take there by Maha Shehata. Just a little bit over the head of Grace Banda. Grace Banda is going to be given very little to no space, no doubt, against Nigeria in the next match. But when you're a quality player, you do provide quality moments. There's no doubt that Barbara Banda, Grace Chanda, Kundananji, all going to be provider of those sort of moments. As Nora Hupley, I think, is looking to make a change or two before the end of the 90. Perry with a little slider. Banda looking for Kundananji. Still an opportunity. Oh, and that was beautifully placed by Rachel Nachula. It's going to be a corner. Tester for Mahashehata, because the ball wasn't hit with that much power. And she had to be patient, because that was heading towards the top left-hand corner. She's come down rather awkwardly, has the 37-year-old goalkeeper. Have a look at this again. Just going for the space rather than power. Goes past 3 defenders. Keeper has to time her leap to perfection. Injures herself in the process. Had a good match today at 40 years old. It's incredible. Those who understand the conditioning it takes to be an international sprint athlete, you will understand why she's had such longevity. But that longevity has come to its conclusion at the moment, because Zambia about to make their second change. And that second change is going to be Everine Katongo, 23-year-old from Renane in Israel. And Grace Chanda's gone off as well. So a couple of changes coming late here from Nora Hauptle, understandably so as well. Almost looks as if Barbara Banda might be making her way to the touchline too. And all the while, it's for the 4th time in the match. Injury to Mahashehata. Sounds like some of the supporters in the grandstands are trying to replicate the Norwegian rowing chant at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat. Fascinating stuff. This is that last effort from Rachel Nachula that led to the injury. Nice palm away of the ball by the veteran goalkeeper. It's just how she came to ground that has led to this latest in the injury list for the goalkeeper in this encounter. Living dangerously at the moment are the female Pharaohs. Oh, that ball very nearly reaches Everine Katongo. Certainly, Zambian side have had the better of the corner distribution, but they haven't been able to score from one of those type of set pieces. They certainly have scored from the penalty spot. Shehata, despite conceding 3 times, has done adequately between the posts. This is Perry, moved more into the midfield with the introduction of Everine Katongo wide on the right. Nice little touch on the inside from Salia Mwanza from the Elite Ladies Club in Zambia. She's come on as a change player as well. So 3 substitutions made by Nora Hauptle. Kundananji wasn't able to quite tee it up. Easy save for Mahashehata, although she made rather a meal of it at the end of the day. I don't think she'll be too happy with a replay on that, but nice little tuck inside here by Perry. The corners are coming thick and fast for the Zambian side later on in this encounter. Blessing Maluba with a corner. A little run towards that near post by Lushomo Muyemba. Almost pays off for Shepolopolo. Still in possession though. Fought again by Barbara Bando, suddenly playing as a defender. Nicely cleared by Nurafami. But they continue to just absorb so much pressure at the moment. And do the Egyptians. And it has been, I suppose, a common theme throughout the course of the encounter. Banda with a little look up. Finds Muyemba. Salia Mwanza going in the wrong direction, and there'll be some interest over here from Sarah Hassanin. 14 shots on goal over the course of the match. Only 2 of those for Egypt. Very little work done in goal for Natasha Nali. There's another opportunity though. The ball had been pulled back towards a teammate instead of to an Egyptian player, but cleared by Noah Sabea. Hassanin, opportunist at best. And Sarah Hassanin, who came on as a substitute, might very well have picked up an injury herself. The coach, Mohammed Kamal, having a chat to the 4th official. In fact, it's a bit of a late challenge. That's Habiba Hafez from Muyemba, in fact, not Sarah Hassanin. This a physical game, the game of football. Those sort of aerial contests will be fought and won, stroke lost. Away by Nali. Maluba. 4 minutes and stoppage time remaining in Rabat at the Olympic Stadium. Zambia confidently dominant. Maluba. And now we're going to see Zambia playing a possession game here. Nicely knocked down by Everine Katongo. And Muyemba's had a good game at the left-hand side, or on the left-hand side. Goes past to Salia Mwanza. Now a chance for Kundananji. Can she conjure up something later on here? Ball palmed away, space in the middle for Katongo, and it's going to be fed in eventually. It's a hat-trick for Banda! Finally, the ball bounces kindly for Barbara. She scores from the penalty spot, she scores with a header, and now she scores with the right boot, and Barbara Banda scores a hat-trick. Fabulous stuff from an absolutely incredible player. Can you just imagine the celebrations happening around the country of Zambia at the moment, or wherever Zambian supporters, including in the stadium here at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, will be celebrating this moment. A hat-trick in your opening match at the African Cup of Nations. Kundananji. Keeper knocked it away, but not with any great prowess. Back it came across the face of goal. Yeah, she just knocked it away and then was out of position. The ball takes an odd ricochet and easily tucked away by Barbara Banda. There was a chance for Everine Katongo, but she tested Shahata. Then Shahata trying to make up the yards, wasn't able to do that. And on the line, Iman Kassem unable to stem the tide either. And the celebration from an absolute genius in front of goal. Well, that's 4 goals in each group so far by one team. Morocco scored 4 against Kenya. Ivory Coast scored 4 against Burkina Faso, who managed to pull one back. Egypt will be looking to pull one back here as well, but so far that's not happening. Bessie Maluba's played well, but her place has been taken for the last couple of minutes. Zambia leading by 4-0. Banda with a penalty, a header, and a right footer, all past Maha Shehata. The player that's come on is Mwila Mufunte from Green Buffaloes women, just 18 years old. Straight into the challenge. It might have been a little physical from Rachel Kundananji. Both players feeling the effects of what has been a long game, and that looks like Donna Nader, who's been very, very solid in the midfield, and she really is feeling the brunt of that challenge with Rachel Kundananji. Yeah, it's been a tough day at the office for Egypt after a decade of not qualifying for the Women's African Cup of Nations finals. They finally do make it through into the competition across the top of the African continent, from east to west for Egypt. And the opening match against a side way, way down in the south of the African continent, above South Africa and above Zimbabwe, but not much further than that. And Zambia with a big, big reputation and qualifying for their 4th time in a row, and only missing out on one occasion for WAFCON. Getting off to a really, really terrific start. Kundananji's back on her feet. Well, it doesn't look as if the Egyptian midfielder, Dana Nada, is going to be able to continue for much longer. Don't forget, Zambia take on Nigeria on Saturday, the 1st of August. And Egypt will hopefully be able to find something a little more pleasurable against debutants Malawi when they come out and play for the 2nd time at this tournament. So it looks like the end of the match for Dana Nada, 21-year-old who plays in the United States at Southern Illinois University. Need a trip to the treatment table, but in the meantime, it'll be all smiles for Nora Hauckle. Another 8 minutes. We had 8 minutes added on in the first half, 8 minutes added on in the second. To be honest, there were injuries in that first half stoppage time. And of the 8 minutes that were initially played by referee Napada, she only played 6.5. But yeah, it's not a criticism. She's tried hard today. Nadine Ghazi. It's just not enough at the end of the day. Leia Kairi's come on and really been on fire from that left-hand side, and despite giving away 2 penalties, Amira Mohammed has been absolutely special in a defensive role for the Egyptians. One doesn't have to only dwell on the negative. Barbara Banda. Opportunity for Piri. 5-0! Well, goals are running at the moment. Piri came on as a substitute for Priska Chilufia. And the 23-year-old from Zeska United will add to the woes of the Egyptian side, as Zambia become the top goal scorers at WAFCON 2026. We're certainly going to have to replicate some of this against Nigeria on Saturday. Look at the supply from Banda. It's an absolutely beautifully precision pass that picks out the substitute, maybe looking for a return pass. But Piri had his sights only on the goal of Shehata. And NLS, Piri finds the back of the net. Only leading by a goal to 0 at halftime, Zambia. And that from the penalty of Nachula in the 25th minute. They've undone Egypt in the second half, and a hat-trick from Banda, NLS Piri with a goal. And suddenly 1-0 becomes 5. Certainly can't be too much time remaining, and there wasn't a ball available for Egypt to get the second half underway. Eventually it'll fall to Sarah Hassanin. Baptism of fire after a decade out of the African Cup of Nations finals. Don't forget they did lose by 5-0 against South Africa in the final match of Group A in 2016, their previous appearance. After having beaten Zimbabwe by 1-0, they must have been full of confidence, but South Africa were having none of it. Kundananji might not have scored today, but her contribution cannot be understated. Already halfway through the stoppage time added on by the Ugandan referee. Had one trip to the VAR room and awarded a penalty to Zambia on the hour mark, where Banda made it 2-0 and opened the floodgates for goals 3 minutes later, and then after another 24 minutes. Here's the goal, and nicely getting out of the way. Kundananji, beautifully struck by Nellis Perry. She'll be delighted with that one. Maybe there's a chance for Kundananji. Could have been 6, should have been 6. Kundananji comes off the woodwork. Certainly that created a bit of buzz around the stadium. Irene Longo, fortunate to get the ball back from Noah Sabea. Muyemba. Piri will drive the agenda forward here. Kundananji. Space for goal number 6. Yes, there is. A double brace for Banda. Goodness me. There's no stopping Banda in this one. And the next opposition, as far as goals are concerned, are Conan from the Ivory Coast and Jraidi from Morocco. Both scored 2 in their 4 scores that they scored in Group A and Group B. That's 4 goals for Banda. And 2 goals in second half stoppage time for Zambia. And 6 goals they've scored here. How important is goal difference going to be come the end of the Group C campaign in the middle of next week? Lovely play. Rachel Kundananji finds her striking teammate, and Banda will never make a mistake from that sort of situation. It's been an absolute party for Zambia during the second half, and well, there's a couple of minutes remaining, so do we continue? And are there more goals in the offing for Shepolo Polo? Absolutely dominant. 4 goals for Banda, Piri with a goal, and so for Nachula, 2 from the penalty spot, the rest all from open play. And there was that moment where we spoke about it at half-time, that Zambia relying on penalties, and yellow card to the Zambian number 5, who's come on as a substitute, Margaret Gondwe, who picks up a yellow card. Now the challenge was very, very late on Nadine Ghazi from Gondwe. Don't forget, coming up at 2200 Central African time, defending champions Nigeria up against debutants Malawi. David versus Goliath. Long-range shot, surely, from Noah Sabea. 8 minutes were added on by the Ugandan match referee Nbada. Only 20 seconds away from full-time in Rabat. Nali's been able to keep a clean sheet up to now. Group C has come alive with the 6 goals from Zambia. It's not a bad effort, you know. Well positioned by Natasha Nali. And immediately she's looking for the transition. In fact, it was Ghazi who took the corner. It might have been going to the free kick. Might have been going wide anyway. Banda on fire. Little drop of the shoulder from Piri. But nothing giving, though, because Egypt had just about everybody back behind the line. Forward again by Leah Kairi, and easy for Natasha Nali. Egypt faced a baptism of fire in their opening Group C encounter. Zambia only led by 1-0 and at half-time, but 4 goals from Panda and a goal from Perry, 5 goals in the second half, and Zambia whacks this one by a huge margin. It's a massive victory for Zambia. And tonight, the Zambian side on full force, particularly during the second half, they win by 6-0.
You think you know Formula One? Think again.
Everything is changing.
New cars, new power, new teams.
A new destination.
You think you know Formula One?
CAF Women's Cup, Africa Cup of Nations in this AFCON hosted again by Morocco. Morocco once again welcomes the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, reaffirming its growing role as one of African football's leading hosts, following the successful organization of previous major CAF tournaments. The country is once again opening its doors to the continent's finest women's national teams. So let's start with the lineups in today's game. South Africa starts with Dil Dlamini in the goal, number 16. Number 15, the captain, Refilo Jane. Number 20, Robin Kimberly Mudali. In the attack, number 8, Hilda Tolakili Magaya. And number 11, Christina Thimbi Gatlana, very well experienced also. The coach is Desiree Ellis, while Tanzania will show up today with Najiati Abbas Idrissa, number 18 in the goal. In defense, number 2, Anastasia Antoni Katunzi. Number 15, Julita Aminiel Tamue Singano. Number 16, Esther Mazeki Marwa. Number 17, Enekia Kasonga